All right, dear friends, let's start. So what we have ahead of us today is a workshop regarding LinkedIn. We have 3 hours of time to do the main thing, to understand what this network can provide to you and what it can't. I need you to go from this room today with a clear KPI, clear deadline, and clear steps how to manage to achieve your results there. Most of deadlines shall be in 1 month to 6 months from now. In most of your cases, it's 1 month. During 4 weeks, you shall be having results thanks to today's meeting, in case you use those information, all right? So that's the basic principle here. There might be 3 possible KPIs in general on LinkedIn. One of them is sales, all right? You are doing LinkedIn and you have one main focus, and that main focus is to get sales meetings from it. Who wants sales meetings from LinkedIn? All right, I'll help you. Fair enough. Second possible KPI is brand, meaning that, all right, this is the main KPI you've got there, your personal brand, your company's brand. That's your focus. Whose focus is that? Okay. There are some people with 2 focuses here. And the third option is clear enough also, and that is to hire people to your company or to make your own career change. All right. And who has not voted at all in any of those points? All right. I need you to understand that pretty much you can manage to achieve one of them. If you are trying to achieve 2 of them, it's hard. I can't promise you that, but perhaps you may. If you are trying to achieve 3 of them, it's close to impossible. In a short term. In a long term, perhaps, yeah. In a short term, you can't really do that. So when I'm talking about getting your results during next 4 weeks, next 3 months, next 6 months from now, I'm talking about one KPI. I need you to have a clear understanding of that and choose that KPI for you. If you are more interested in your personal brand right now, okay, we'll be talking about it. We'll be telling you the steps which you need to take to increase your brand very much significantly from now on. But I need you to focus on it and not on selling and not on hiring. All right? If you try to focus on all of those things, you will lose. You can't manage all of those things in short term. You just can't. So I need you to choose one KPI for you. And now you have different starting positions. I know that some of you already have thousands of followers on LinkedIn. Okay, so who has about 1,000? Who has below 1,000? Many people don't know how many followers do they have. All right, fair enough. I need you to understand that that's pretty much the basic border number 1. If you have below 1,000 followers right now, in this moment, probably you don't have enough community to achieve your results in 1 month from now. The other question is, who has published at least one post during last 4 weeks? All right. Again, your chances are good to achieve those KPIs during a few weeks from now. If you have below 1,000 followers, if you haven't published at least one post during last week, during last month, then probably you won't be able to achieve those results during 1 month, but during 3 months to 6 months, it's completely possible as well. All right? I just need you to have this realistic expectation, since perhaps this is kind of boring start of today's conversation, but it's a start which you need. I need you to have realistic expectations out of this network. And the last expectation here is, how long shall you be working on your own profile each week? How many hours? How many hours you got? 2 hours weekly. Well, you guys telling us that it's 2 hours for preparation of posts weekly. I would say that's too much for posts and too little for the rest. So basically, in my experience, you need to pay 5 to 20 hours to your LinkedIn weekly. If we are talking about real results, real fast, 5 to 20 hours weekly. You may use your own time, you may use time of your colleagues, you may hire freelancers or marketers, but you need to invest one way or another. If you pay only 2 hours in general weekly to LinkedIn, perhaps you will see some results, but not spectacular ones. Again, today I'm talking about rules more than about exceptions. Of course, when I'm telling you a rule like that, I know that there are some exceptions, but not many. And I'm here not to tell you, okay, this is exception, you have a chance like in lottery that you might be one of such persons. I'm here to tell you this is the general rule, and most of people who are following that rule get these results. All right? So let me sum up. If you have a clear goal, which might be HR goal, sales goal, or brand goal, you might be in two different positions. You either are already working on LinkedIn, then today's information will help you in pretty much 4 weeks from now. All right? In case you invest about 5 to 20 hours of qualified work on LinkedIn weekly. In case you have not achieved the starting point yet, you might be needing to invest 3 to 6 months. That's the principle, correct? Okay, so the possibilities which you have got ahead of you, how to use LinkedIn, are not only regarding posts. The second possibility is to optimize your profile so that somebody will see your posts. All right. The third possibility is to build your community so that somebody might be the one you need and not a random person. The fourth possibility is, all right, you've got optimized your profile, you have established the right connections, you have published the right posts, but you have zero idea who is actually reading them. You know why? Since, well, your real decision makers, most of them, they don't like and they don't comment. If you look at likes and comments below your posts, those are friends of yours. All right? So this is a main issue which we are struggling with, and I'm here today to provide you with answer to this issue. All right? And lastly, there is an issue in each of us. Okay, I know that you're reading my post. I know that you might be interested in my services, but it's painful to write you. I'm scared. You might ignore my message. You might answer me in a non-pleasant way. So, as a normal person, I wouldn't write you. I would message you. I would be waiting for you to reach out to me, which is a fair expectation, but in most cases, it won't ever happen. Which doesn't matter if your goal is brand. Alright? If your goal is brand, it's alright. It doesn't matter that people are not reaching out to you. It's enough that they are reading and that they are influenced by this. But if your goal is sales, if your goal is to get any kind of business negotiation in real life, then, well, you either wait, and in most cases, nobody will write you, or you write to the right counterpart in the right moment, the right message yourself. And that's the issue which I need you to solve inside of you. So I'm here only to provide you with informations, meaning that I will be telling you what message shall you write, what are the legal aspects, what's working, what's not working, and well, what are the basic expectations of success rate. Since if you are expecting, let us say, 9 of 10 people to write you, okay, I'm very much excited and let us meet, that won't happen. All right? So that's today's program. But I'm not here to tell you my problem. I'm here to help you. So please jump in with questions you've got. Now is the first moment. What are your expectations versus what I have been telling you? Are you expecting something else? I know that I haven't mentioned two crucial things. I have missed them intentionally. What have I missed? What are you expecting from today? Pojď pomůct mě, vždycky si mi pomohl. Fair point. Yes. Unfortunately or fortunately, this is a very technical kind of network. So if you have right information regarding algorithm, well, then you got very good chances. And if you are using those technical stuff in a bad manner, I'm not telling you that you are without chances, but they're not good. All right? So we'll be telling you the exact knowledge, the exact know-hows, what to do and what not to do in order to be in line with today's algorithm, meaning that in half a year from now it might change. Correct? One more thing. Yeah. Something, and that something is data. I'm not here to show you where you can get data about your competitors' content and about the kind of content that your target group likes. Since, yeah, it's a very good idea to write posts, and I know that most of you can write very good posts, but you might be struggling with finding the right topic, what to write about. You might be nervous if this topic is a good choice regarding your focus group. And there's a way how to get data regarding this matter and be more sure that you are targeting the right people with the topics which they are interested in right now. Correct? Okay, so that's for today. Of course. All right, guys. Yeah, you'll get it. Kuba has promised me that today, but since he's a cameraman and I'm a businessman, I will promise you in 2 weeks from now. That's more sure to be true, all right? That is so. Okay, guys. So the first thing is to optimize your own LinkedIn profile. And I'm here to question you, how do you get the feedback whether your profile is good or bad? How do you know? That is so. There is a technical score which is given to each and every of us. It's called social selling index. It's not the only possible score, but it's the only available. So people who are telling you that social selling index is not perfect, that it's slow to see your progress, etc., well, they are right. But unfortunately, there is no alternative. So social selling index is the only real feedback which you've got from Bill Gates, from LinkedIn regarding your profile, whether you are using it in the right manner, whether you have optimized it the right way. Correct? So I need you to look at your social selling index now. And since UX of LinkedIn is not that perfect, I would recommend you to use Google. Go to Google and Google the social selling index. Ready? Oh, let's try one more time. So you click on the first result of the search, which has no ad attached to it. If there is some promotion, skip it and click the first organic result of the search. You shall be on this page. Are you? No worries, let us wait. Nobody. And you click on get your score, correct? So the True answer is that this year I haven't seen anybody with a higher score than 83. Last year, the highest score I have been seeing was 86, and the year before that, 88. In my experience, and my experience is based on a few thousands people, social selling index, which I'm seeing each year, well, it's quite impossible to get 100. And actually, we don't need that. What I need you to do is to get to industry top 1% SSI rank, meaning that you're the most visible guy, you are the most visible girl in your industry. And you can achieve that by getting to 60 points. If you got 60 points out of 100 and up, then you are most probably industry SSI rank top 1%, correct? If you are not, LinkedIn likes you less. And the basic principle is that you will see in less people visiting you thanks to search results. You will be appearing, for example, in the second page or on the 17th page of the search results. Okay? So pretty much close to invisible. And less people will be seeing your post after it's being published. Yes, social selling index is not the main criteria which influences the visibility of your post, but LinkedIn needs to evaluate some kind of manner who will be getting most of chances when there is no other data available. He doesn't know yet whether people are reading it or not, interacting with it or not. So the first kind of information, how can LinkedIn evaluate how many chances will you get to be visible, is your social selling index. And there are many aspects like that. If you are sending 100 connection requests weekly, how shall LinkedIn evaluate whether you are spamming people or it's 100% alright? Well, one of metrics is for sure whether people are accepting your requests or declining them. But there is also another parameter here is again social selling index. Alright, what's the source of this information, Sergey? Where is it written? There is no source. LinkedIn does not publish those rules. He doesn't deny that those are the rules. He does not confirm. Official information regarding those topics from LinkedIn is very general, and you do not see the clear boundaries. It's intentional. They don't tell you the clear boundaries. So why am I claiming this stuff to you? Since when we are working with hundreds of clients, we see their data. And on their data, we see that those of them who are industry SSI rank top 1% have close to zero troubles with vocations for sending too many connection requests. Alright? And when they are searching on the basic LinkedIn without the premium, they don't get blocked for searching too much, etc. And if you have a low social selling index, then even though you have sent only 50 connection requests, you might get blocked. If you have a low social selling index, actually this happened recently to us, even the change of your email address might get you restricted from the network. So the trust from LinkedIn towards your profile is very low if your social selling index is so low. Do they actually judge you according to this score? I don't know. Perhaps they have even a better score of their own which they are not showing to you. But what I see is that most of our clients who are facing these initial troubles with the network, they have the social selling index below 40 and some of them below 60. And I see that those of them who have more than 60 have close to zero problems like that. So this is the source of this information, right? And now the question is, how do you get better score? Who has orange as the best color of his or her score? Orange, the best color. Okay, the second best. Look at their profiles, they might be pretty much optimized. What does it mean that your profile is optimized? It means that, well, Big Brother Bill Gates is asking you, okay, can you tell me something about yourself? Here, at profile section, you might be adding a lot of information regarding your person. And the more information you add, the higher is your orange color in social selling index. Of course, when LinkedIn is asking me, okay, Sergey, do you have any patents? Do you have any awards? Then, to be honest, I have to answer I have zero. So I cannot fill that information. So I cannot get 25 of orange out of 25 possible. And actually, I don't need that since I don't need 100 social selling index. 60 to 70 is for sure enough for me. All right? And that's the principle here. Now, is it the only thing which influences the orange color? No. But this is the main thing. Other things which influence the orange color are also regarding your profile. Have you added contact information here? The blue button. Yes? Have you provided even a physical address of your business, not of your private flat, all right? Then, yeah, okay. And you have not provided your birthday, it's not that sensitive, there's no year. Then, sorry, you are using some orange color. You have not added your banner, sorry, you are using orange color again. You have not been publishing posts, again, you are using your orange color. You have done all of those things and your score has not risen today in the evening. Don't write me angry messages yet. It will take 1 week to update. And recently, it has some technical issues. Sometimes it takes even more time. And one more thing, LinkedIn in Discord remembers few months before today what you have been doing. So if you have been doing everything right during past 2 weeks, it's not enough. Correct? The second color here is violet. Find the right people. How do you find the right people on LinkedIn? What does it mean? What I know you know? Anybody else? Come on, it's very clear. Identify better prospects in less time using efficient search and research tools. What does it mean? During this year, you are only the second person who gave me the right answer to this question. Seriously. Yes, they provide you with the information, but only few people can understand what do they actually mean. Since all their information is in this very general bureaucratical language, it's not clear what do they mean. And they mean that they need you to go on LinkedIn, click on the left, and press enter. Congratulations, your violet color has risen. Then click on people again. You have risen in the violet color of social selling index. Then on all filters and specify who exactly are you searching for. Nice. Now you have huge violet color. Is that clear? Again, this is not the only thing how you influence the violet color, but this is the main thing. You might buy a premium. If you pay LinkedIn money for a premium, your violet color will rise as well. And it's only fair, there are more filters, so probably you are trying to find the right people even harder. And the harder you pay money, the more violet color you get. But what we see is that it's completely possible to get 15 points of violet color even without paying for a premium. I'm not telling you to use the filter to make your social selling index higher. That's nonsense. Please use that filter to find people you are actually interested in, to establish connection with them, to follow their stuff. But just be aware that if you do that, it rises your technical score on LinkedIn as well. Fair enough? Okay. I'm guessing that the worst cover you got in your own social selling index is the third one, but let's say that it's green. Is it your worst color out of all? No. Seriously, I have very friendly people here today. So those of you who have not held their arms up, you are liking and commenting on other people's posts. How crazy are you? I mean, almost nobody does that on LinkedIn. I believe this is the first time during like few hundreds workshops that I have done that this is not the worst color. What is your worst color there? Seriously, the violet color? No way. Whoa. Okay. Well, when I'm visiting industrial company and having workshop to 20, 40 people, then the overall green color in the room is zero. Zero. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. What do I mean? Well, most people from production companies, they are very inactive on LinkedIn. They are reading a lot, following a lot, but they don't interact. Okay? So they don't give likes, comments, and shares to other people. This is why the third color of this technical score is 0, which is karma. You don't support other people, LinkedIn won't support you, sorry. Okay? But what I'm telling you is that it's alright to like and comment to only few people weekly. I interact like with 5 to 10 posts weekly and I've got color of 13. Okay, I might be interacting with 50 posts weekly to get 20, but I don't find that many useful stuff on LinkedIn each week. So that's the main issue. I just don't want to like nonsense. Okay? So basically, if it is not very unpleasant to you as a person, like good posts of other person. It will be helping your own visibility and your own results on LinkedIn. Alright? The last color. Build relationships. I'm the best in building relationships, as you can see. And you are as well. It's your best color, is it? Nice. That's for sending connection requests. If you send a lot of connection requests each week, close to the limit, you've got 25 out of 25. And this is the only color which you might be realistically expecting to be 25. All the rest will never be 25. Correct? Careful, you don't need to accept everybody who is asking you for friendship, for connection on LinkedIn. I decline pretty much half of them, and it's fine. I still got 25 points out of 25. So it's alright to decline. Oh, it's a huge topic. I decline those connection requests that are not of business relevance for me, and I don't expect the person to be interested in the kind of content which I'm publishing. So if I see that that guy, that girl probably won't be interested in my posts, I'm declining. Why? Since LinkedIn is measuring how many people out of those that follow me are actually reading my posts. And the more of you, my formal friends, are actually reading my posts, the better results I got on LinkedIn. That's the principle. It's called dwell time. We'll be speaking a lot about it after the break. Alright? So, is the technical optimization of your profile clear? Go ahead. In my experience, is 100% validity. But still, there are very many guys who are trying to get 66 points and not 65. I respect that, but I see no business results out of it. Correct? Okay, now the most fun and most unpleasant part of today's meeting. I need you to tell that you've got bad profile pictures. About half of people here have bad profile pictures on LinkedIn. And it's not pleasant to me to tell that to you. It's not. And the worst thing is that it's tricky to change it now, since if you are already famous on LinkedIn, people don't remember that you are Martin or Adela, they remember your picture. If you change that, they are perplexed, who are you? But please still understand that if your face in the circle is not big enough, then I won't be seeing your face. And if I'm not seeing your face, I might be disinterested in your content or in establishing connection with you. Let me show you. So, will I be reading posts from Tomáš, Patrick, Jan, or Tarin? Even though from my perspective, Tarin might be the most beautiful person out of those, I will be probably reading posts from other guys because I can't see Tarin in the face. And that's very tricky thing. So my recommendation number one here is, if your face is not visible enough, make it closer. Use the same picture. Don't perplex people here. Use the same picture. Just get your face closer. Correct? You see, Tarin might be surprised, but most time I'm reading posts, I'm not using this kind of size of the text and pictures. I'm using mobile phone in my hand, and the older I get, the more I need my hand, since I don't use glasses either. Correct? And that's bad news for Tarin, since in order for me to establish professional trust towards her, I need to see her, and I can't. Close to half of you have this issue. If your face is not taking about half of that circle, it's not close enough. Trust me, when I was closing my face in the circle, I did not feel that well. But I did it anyway, since it's productive. It makes things happen. The other thing is that Tarin used black and white picture. Correct? Well, that is a problem. Why? I have zero idea. I don't know. We just tried to send 100 connection requests from a person with a colorful picture and 100 connection requests with the same picture, same person, black and white. And we have tried it several times. And the black and white picture gets minus 15% of accepted connection requests. I don't know why. I just know that if you are using a black and white picture, you are losing attention. Correct? So keep it for Instagram or for funeral, but I need you to have colorful picture on LinkedIn. The other thing, I need you to look into the camera on the picture, to be in a space where I'm looking at you and not at that space. I don't need to be thinking, okay, what is behind her? Where is she? That's irrelevant for LinkedIn. I need the space behind you to be blank. You shall be the main focus, not the space in which you are present, and not the clothes you are wearing. So yeah, picture on LinkedIn shall be close to picture on your ID, just a little bit more smiling. Okay? Now, I have a feeling that we have paid attention enough to the profile optimization. Is it so, or are there any questions regarding this topic? Yes, each of you have an option to verify your profile on LinkedIn, meaning that you will be providing your traveling passport to LinkedIn. In case that you're European citizen, in most cases it's not ID. In Czechia, in Slovakia, IDs are not accepted. Even though that they are claiming that they do accept IDs, in fact they don't. Okay? Why would you do that? Well, they are claiming that it does not influence visibility of your profile or your posts. And I think that in this case, they are telling you the truth. We don't see any kind of bonuses for getting this done. But in case your profile gets blocked, this makes the process of getting it back and the chances of actually getting it back much better. So your prospects of keeping the profile get improved. I'm not pushing you to provide your personal information to Microsoft. If you believe that you have some kind of privacy, then you're a very positive person. And I respect that, and don't provide your personal data to them. But I have provided my personal data for one simple reason. LinkedIn helps me to earn money. I need to keep that profile, and it gets my profile to be more safe for me. That's it. That's the only reason. Okay? Thank you. All right. We are very close to the first break, but I need to talk with you about the content. Very much discussed topic. I will be giving you a few examples and I need to get your feedback. I need a volunteer. Go ahead. I need you to tell us what kind of business do you do?
Hi, my name is Yasin. I run two businesses, but the one that's more LinkedIn relevant is we're a marketing agency for B2C e-commerce businesses.
Please stay with me. So you do marketing for B2C e-commerce, and I will be giving you one example of posts which is bad from YouTube, and one of them will be good. It will be tricky, it will be not clear which is bad and which is good, and I will be explaining you why. Ready? First example. My agency is skilled in providing services to e-commerce. That means that we are able to do e-shop for you and take care of ads and also provide you with necessary support regarding copyright, regarding CRM connection, and we can also provide you references which might be relevant for you. That's post number one. Fair enough? Post number two. Yesterday I got email from my previous client, and there was only one sentence. Jirka, I need help. Please call me. In that moment, I called the guy and he told me, we've got too many issues with clients sending the stuff back to us. We need some kind of solution how to communicate with them regarding their sending the stuff back to us. Post number one or post number two? Post number one, voting. Post number two. Oh, come on, I made it too simple for you. Seriously. You see, Jirka, both posts are professional. So it would be even more simple if one post which I would be dictating to Jirka would be about kitten and the other one about doing mashups. That would be too easy. But I need you to understand that to do a professional post is not good enough. Since if you are telling people general information, first of all, they won't be reading. And second of all, they have zero trust in that general information. There is zero social proof included. Alright? Jirka might be afraid of publishing the second kind of post which I mentioned because it's NDA. We can't mention that guy, and the solution which we are able to provide him is not perfect. It's only partly a solution. There might be very many reasons why Jirka wouldn't be publishing the second kind of post. And I need him to publish it anyway. So if the person is a girl and her name is Mirka, call that person a guy and make the name Vojta. And it is solved. If your solution is not perfect, say that, okay, you see, my solution is not perfect, but it can partly solve your issue. You know why it's a good idea? You're a marketing guy. You might be knowing why it's a good idea. Tell me.
What exactly? Oh, yeah, well, definitely you mentioned the trustworthiness, right? So if you admit that you're not perfect at something, you build trust because I don't want to say because no one's perfect, but I mean, admitting you're not perfect builds trust and builds sympathy because people might also find imperfections in themselves.
Thank you. We did not agree on this, but he helped me quite well. Thank you. You see, today before this workshop, I was a guest on podcast, one of quite successful podcasts in our region, and I was deliberately telling a lot of bad stuff about me and my company. Since when a businessman is a guest on a podcast, he brags. He brags a lot. He's telling you that he's a successful guy, that they are expanding, everything is great, and they have a lot of nice use cases, and all their clients are very much satisfied with everything, and you don't listen to that. You just quit listening. But if Jirka starts with mentioning that his solution is not perfect, if I start with telling you that, okay, yes, we are shooting today's workshop in English, but to be honest with you, we've got only 7 clients outside the Czechoslovak area, and it's very hard to get them, and it's even harder to work with them, then, well, you might be quite sure that I'm telling you the truth. So you might be more trusting towards the good kind of information which I'm telling about myself, to my brain. And this is one of the best things about LinkedIn. The more honest you are, the more money you earn. The more you're trying to hide some kind of information, not share your know-how. Tell only positives about your services and references. Hide your best people from other companies' recruiters. The more attention you lose. So it's quite funny to see a CEO of a company with 10 employees trying to communicate in a corporate way with generic sentences with zero specifics and very mysterious. And then that guy would be telling me, you see, LinkedIn does not work. I have been doing it, it does not deliver me results. Well, it's like a sales guy who is telling me, okay, you see, being a sales guy is a bad job. Perhaps for you, with this mindset, you need to change that or leave LinkedIn or become a passive user. But you can't get real trust from people, you can't get attention by being weird. Why am I claiming that the first post of Jirka would be weird? Because Jirka would be never talking like that with you during this break in person. He would be never using such strange sentences. So if you are reading your own posts and judging yourself, is this post good or is it bad? Ask yourself a question whether you would be telling this exact wording to a real person in a real life. And the closer you get to real life conversation, the better chances you've got. Two posts of Sergey. Real posts. It did happen. One post. I would like to know whether LinkedIn delivers results to you in this year as expected. It's a poll question. Poll on LinkedIn, all right? Yes, rather yes. No, rather no. 4 possible answers. That's post number 1. Clear enough? Post number 2. You see, you can't be expecting on LinkedIn to get results without work. You need to have a clear expectations in order to get brand, sales, or HR according to your goals, etc. You heard it in the beginning of this workshop. One of those posts is much more successful, gets you business right away. Which one? First post? Second post? Finally, I perplexed somebody. Nice. First, definitely first post. You would say, oh, Sergey, but in the first post, you are not sharing know how. And in the second, you are. That's true. I mean, like the first post has close to 0 added value. And I'm not proving myself to be a LinkedIn expert. In the second post, I'm sharing know how and proving myself to be an expert. So both posts are legit. The second post is legit because I am sharing know how, but the first one is better from business perspective since I know exactly who has voted yes, rather yes, no, or rather no. And I'm so sorry, it doesn't matter how have you voted. What matters is that I know and I can private message you now since you have knocked on my door first. You see the principle here? Martin, special post for you. Are you planning to invest in bonds after their prices have dramatically fallen during last week? Yes, rather yes. No, rather no. It does not depend how that person voted. Martin knows that he or she is a potential investor, can react to that answer in a private message and continue with the conversation. You see the point? Don't you claim that Sergey told you to do only this kind of posts? No, never happened. I just told you that most of you don't do that kind of posts at all. I haven't seen this kind of poll from you, Eliška. Never. Perhaps I missed one, but perhaps you don't like to get new clients right now. But the main point is that when you do want them, then you need to know who exactly is following your post. And from LinkedIn, you get only general information, only impression rate, and 5 most common locations of people who have read your post, 5 most common industries, 5 most common positions. That's general information which is not that helpful, is it? When I'm showing this kind of information to my clients, you see your post has been read by 12% CEOs, then the usual answer I get is, give me the names. Since without the names, the information is pretty much irrelevant. And the more clever CEOs also tell me whether they have only seen the post or actually read it. Okay? So now we are getting closer to business and data, but that starts on your content. If you create content in a manner that creates interactions,
You can work with those interactions. You get the data, you know who to address in your private messages. How do you get interactions? It's not only by poll. You might create a new sweater. Why would you do that? Well, you see, when I created a new sweater, it was about a year ago, I've got 19,000 of followers. 19,000 of followers. How many subscribers did my newsletter get? Let me remind you that when you create a newsletter, most of your followers, so close to 19,000, get an invitation to follow your newsletter. And they choose either to follow it or not. So my question is, I created a newsletter called LinkedIn Manual. How many people out of 19,000 that followed me in that time accepted that invitation? 2,000. You don't trust me, do you? 15,000. You trust me too much. 1,050. He trusted me too much as well. Yeah. Well, it was not good and not bad. It was usual stats. 5, 7, 9%. That's the usual conversion when you create a newsletter as a private profile. When you create a newsletter as a company page, the usual conversion is 3%. Okay? So you get double by creating it as a private person. Well, how many followers does my newsletter have today after 1 year? Approximately 20 issues.
2,000?
Already? What's your guess?
3.5.
6,000. 5 times more. Okay. How many out of those 6,000 are my connections? Are my current followers? So what I'm asking you, how many percent out of those 6,000 follow all of my content, and how many percent follow only newsletter, which is possible to follow only newsletter and not the overall content? What's the ratio? You're the best guesser here.
I would say 30 to 50% are followers.
He's right. 50% are current followers, 50% are not. So, approximately 3,000 out of 6,000 people who follow my newsletter LinkedIn manual don't follow me. They have decided to follow only the newsletter. I don't take it personally. It's just, I don't want to see your posts, the mess. I want to see clear LinkedIn manual. I'm here to get clear LinkedIn manual. That's the only thing I'm interested in. It's fair enough. So, how do I use this information? Well, first of all, the first initial information was that out of those 19,000 people that were general followers of Sergey a year ago, 1,050 wanted LinkedIn more. I targeted them first with private messages. Since I had a valid data, which was up to date, that those guys were more interested than the rest. I did not write 1,050 private messages, since only few hundreds out of them were interesting for me. But I messaged those, since in that moment I had a clear feedback that they are interested. Okay? So I could message that person, I would like to speak with you about your company's LinkedIn communication. And that's the principle which you might be using as well. Let us continue. What about those 3,000 people that don't follow me but follow the newsletter? Well, I messaged them as well, since they have also proved that they are really interested. But careful here, I don't message them unless they also accept my connection request. So I see that they have followed my newsletter, I send them the connection request, and if they accept, is the double check, and I can message them with close to zero legal restrictions. There are a lot more legal restrictions if we are not connected. All right? So, the poll, the newsletter, what else? What are the chances? What can you use as well? Any ideas? Do you have a company page? Seriously? Well, it's close to useless, isn't it? Unless you invite your personal followers to follow the company page as well. Why? So it wouldn't look that stupidly empty, of course, but also to get real feedback who is interested that much to follow even your company page. So if I invite 250 decision makers that I would like to make business with monthly to follow my company page, the real stats is that about 15 to 30 accept it and the rest ignore it. All right? But I know that it's better to private message those 15 and to leave the rest be for now. All right. Am I sure? I am. We have measured it. So we have been sending messages to those people who have interactions like that, voted in polls, followed newsletter, followed a company page, when compared with those people who did not have interactions but were formal followers or connections. The result was twice better when there was an interaction. That's it. So let us say that you don't have that many potential clients, not tens of thousands, but only, let us say, 300 in general, only 500 in general. It's really stupid to write them unless you've got good chances. And you know that you've got good chances if there are those interactions. And actually, even those of you who have more potential targets still don't write unless there are interactions, since you get better meetings. You invest your time into those meetings and there will be two code. We don't need code meetings from LinkedIn. There are cheaper sources of code meetings. If LinkedIn is a good source of something, it's a good source of warm meeting. But you need to check whether it's warm before. Let me show you the thing which most of you have missed until now. I will be asking you to raise your hands who knew it before today. You see this number below the picture? Number of followers. Each of you from April of this year has this number. Most of you had it even before. When you click on it, oh, not again, not again. When you click on it, you would be seeing, if you would be connected to your hotspot, that if you click on it, that there are two kinds of people. Those with a blue button and those with a gray button. Clear enough? Well, let me tell you that those with the blue button have decided to follow me even though I did not ask them to do so. While those of them who have the gray button just confirmed my connection request. That's a huge difference from business perspective. A huge one. Of course, some of those people who have the gray button asked me for a connection and I have confirmed. But I know about it since I saw them in my network. So I'm aware of it. But unless I click on the number of followers below my picture, I am unaware of these blue people. And that's silly. Jirka, you are publishing quite a lot of stuff about business excellence on your LinkedIn profile recently. So people who recently decided to follow you, even though you have not been asking them to follow you, are probably interested in business excellence as a topic, aren't they? So this is interesting information for you in case you need clients like that right now. Who knew about this button before today? Who likes this button? And very stupid, silly, easy button. It's very easy principle. Most of you here already create great posts on LinkedIn. You already do that. And you are waiting to get demands. Well, here are they. They are demanding more stuff like that from you. So far, in form of content. But you might be offering them in a private message the cooperation. And results of this kind of acquisition messages are 20, 30, 40% success rates. Now, some of you are not from marketing and sales, and you might be feeling like 20, 30, 40% conversions are not great. Well, Jirka, please do confirm it to me that conversion in marketing, which is above 5%, is something to celebrate, isn't it? Thank you. Guys, this is the best conversion that is going to happen to you on LinkedIn. It won't be better ever. This is the best conversion, and you've got it when you target people who gave you the interaction. Voted in a poll, followed the newsletter, followed the company page, followed you. That's the principle. Is it clear? Okay. Let's get back to content. So, we need to get those followers. We need to publish regularly. How regularly? Shall you copy my strategy, which is publishing one post daily? Shall it be also your strategy? Who is copying it already or wants to publish also, as I do, one post daily? Teresa, thank you. No radicals? Seriously, no? Okay, one post weekly. A little bit more than one post weekly. A little bit less than one post weekly. I don't see your hand. That's not fair. Well, what's the answer here? The answer is it depends whether you want to be famous or just get business. Remember, I was asking you in the beginning, what's your goal? Brand? Well, if it is brand, I'm so sorry, you need to be as crazy as I am. Yes, of course, you might be having some brand with less posts, but do you want some brand or real brand? Which is it? If it's only business, I just need to get the HR meetings or the sales meetings, one post weekly, perhaps two posts weekly. That's just enough. It's all right. Even it might be harmful to publish more. It's harmful in a way for my business that I'm publishing that much. Yes, go ahead.
You're saying about the sales and the brand. If people knows brand, you got sales as well, right?
Let me tell you. My typical client is a CEO of either an IT company or industrial company, manufacturing one, or a financial company. It's okay with IT guys, but with the financial and manufacturing guys, the thing that I'm publishing one post daily means that I'm too pushy. That's like a stereotype of bad marketing guy who is too pushy, isn't it? Well, I'm exactly in that stereotype, and those manufacturing guys are telling me, you are publishing one post daily. You are crazy marketing guy. I won't ever do that. So, in a way, it even harms me in front of those target persons. So why am I doing it? Well, since I need to be one of most visible LinkedIn communication experts in Czechia and Slovakia. I just need that for my business. The brand is more important here for me from business perspective than the direct sales. Even though I get somebody angry, I accept this -5%, -10%, -15% rate in order to keep that huge visibility. There are not only bonuses of huge visibility, but I accept it. But let us say that you don't need that visibility. It's not your goal. You just need the business and you need to have close to zero risks attached to it. Then it's much safer for you and cheaper to publish only one post weekly. And it's not only about the cadency of publishing posts, it's also about the kind of people with whom you establish connections. In my strategy to be like LinkedIn communication superstar, I establish connections with those people who typically like and comment posts from other LinkedIn communication experts in Europe. I need them a lot. I need to expand to Europe to make my brand visible in Europe regarding topic of LinkedIn communication. So the safest strategy of my community management, meaning establishing connections, is to ask for connection everybody who likes and comments on Jasmir Alic or Richard Vanderboom. That's a good strategy for me. And you know what kind of guys are liking and commenting on them? Well, other marketing guys. So those who will never be paying money to my agency. This is why I need you to have a clear understanding of your strategy. You either do brand as a priority right now, or sales, or HR. You can't do all of those things in the same moment since you need to concentrate on some kind of focus group. If I would be concentrated on earning as much money as possible right now, I would be establishing a lot of connections with girls like you. She's a big boss in a big company. She doesn't give a lot of likes and comments, do you? But she is a perfect target person for me to earn as much money as possible right now. This is a short-term strategy. If you need money this year, I would choose the sales strategy. If you don't need it that much right now, you want to expand, then I would choose the brand strategy. Also, it depends whether you have other colleagues. I have the other colleagues. I don't do that much acquisition right now, but Teresa, my colleague, is making this acquisition for me. Vojta as well. So I can do this crazy branding in Europe since guys are delivering leads from their profiles. That's the point here, okay? So the clear differentiation is you either have a strategy of being famous, which means you publish a lot and you comment other people's posts and you establish connections with those who comment and like your competition, or your strategy is just to get business meetings, which means that influence towards a narrow target group is enough and you can get influence by publishing only one post weekly. And it's fine to not bother them with more. And you establish connections with those people who give you money but don't give you likes and comments, since most of board members don't give you likes and comments, do they? Okay, I need you to vote again. And I'm curious whether your voting will be changing during this day. So, are you here to make brand? Since remember, in the beginning, half of you told me I want to make brand. Then I asked who is willing to publish one post daily, and I've got one answer only. So What I'm telling you, I'm not sure that you are going to accomplish that task of yours to get the brand with not being willing to publish 3, 5, 7 posts weekly. Are you still here for a brand? You don't have to trust me. I'm not telling you that, okay, now you must publish 5 posts, but you will be having better chances if you do. You'll be having better chances if you change your connection request strategy towards other LinkedIn users accordingly. It will make your chances better. Not sure, better. Why not sure? Since it's also about your content. Okay? Go ahead.
Since you've been starting this branding strategy, going for the fame rather for the cash quite quickly, have you seen any positive impacts on the acquisition done by your colleagues? That because of the fact that Sergey is famous, then Teresa has more success in their acquisition strategy.
I can't prove that, but I've got feeling that you're right. I cannot prove that though. So, regarding content, you might publish it in a way that it's more visible, and you might publish it in a way that doesn't work for you that well. Uh, During the break, one of you told me, okay, so perhaps after today's meeting, I will share one post from our company page. That's a bad idea. Official information from LinkedIn. It's a perfect idea. We encourage you to repost other people's posts and company posts. That is the official information. Information from Sergey. If you do that, that specific post of yours will get 3 times, 5 times, 10 times less impressions. If you do it on a regular basis, then even normal posts of yours, not the reposted ones, will get only half, third, 1/4 of normal impressions. We see it very clearly. Those of you who share posts are not the favorites of Bill Gates. Again, I'm sorry. I can't be in line here with official information since I see too clearly that doesn't fit the data. Now, you don't have to trust me. You might try it for yourself. Share the same post as yours and as a repost from a company page in the same moment. Compare the results. Try to stop reposting for a few months. See the results. You don't have to trust our data, even though it's based on few hundreds of profiles which we see. But I would definitely recommend you to try not reposting for a while, since I don't trust you that you will ever repost again.
I just wanted to confirm that it's 100% true. I repost a lot and it did lower my regular posts. Just like you said, like half, third, or it's the exact numbers. I still repost though.
Why?
See, because it's, I think it's repost from relevant people from like analytics, and I think it's important to get the info from this exact source. It can be done in another way, and I'm too lazy to do it, but I will work on it.
First of all, I'm very grateful for you to be like honest with me. And second of all, what are the other ways? Let us say that your marketing is pushing you to support the CEO or to support the company page. Well, use the comment. It does exactly the same thing. Also, the like pretty much exactly the same thing. Let me show you. So I am going to my feed. I couldn't have prepared this for you, so you will be seeing for yourself. I see Radim's post because Radek liked it. You would tell me, nah, it's not true. Radim is number one connection of yours. Well, you see, I have 25,000 connections, number one. And for some reason, Radim is in the beginning of my feed. Why? Since other connection of mine has interacted with it. By like or by comment. Of course, I see promotions. But as you can see, close to every post in the beginning of your feed has a positive interaction from your connection. And you have to scroll for a long time, but you will get to those posts from your feed that they don't have the interactions. So you will be seeing on your own LinkedIn and not on mine that in the beginning of the feed are those posts that have interactions from your connections. Even though some of those people are not your connection, you will be still seeing their posts since your friend has interacted with the post. All right? So if your marketing department is asking you to support the company page, then like the post on the company page, and you will actually get it to your followers. But don't repost. All right? I know that on this other social networks it works in another manner, but on LinkedIn, when you repost, you shoot yourself not even in the leg, but I would say in the stomach. Okay?
That reposting rule applies for both personal profiles and company pages. Like I could imagine that a company page could be used to boost somebody else's post, like a personal profile one, and we can keep the company profile like not so much maintained. Like
I would love that, but it works also the same way. So if you repost, it doesn't matter if as a private person or a company page, whether with your own text or without your own text, you just repost it. That's the scene. You already done it. It's lost. So if you want to support something as a company page, you do it in the exact same manner. You comment on it or you like it as a company page. All right? There is also one more option, which is tagging. So you might tag using the name of the person or the company page. The best way would be in the first two lines, so before the see more button. And that way you are also supporting, but please don't repost or don't be surprised. Wojta?
I have just one question about it. When the company has an announcement, probably about some acquisition, some new tool and stuff like that, and they like corporate way to post it to their own LinkedIn profile, isn't it better to use the similar copy text or stuff like that, just rewrite and post to my profile because the impression would be better? Or
You have told the keyword here, which is rewrite. If you copy paste exactly the same text, they will know. And they will punish you for that. So you need to rewrite at least 1/3 of the text. Then the copy pasting strategy would be the finest one which you can choose. So if you want to help but don't want to bother, just like. If you want to bother a little bit more and help a little bit more, comment. If you want to help a lot, copy paste the post, change part of it, and publish it as your own post. Thank you, Wojta. There was one more question.
I was wondering how repost affect the original page. If the company posts something and the employers repost it, how does it affect the company page?
You mean like that if we want to harm somebody here, we'll all repost his posts and no, doesn't work that way. So it doesn't harm the person who has been reposted. It harms the person who has reposted. Okay? Good question. It has very, very, very slight positive effect. Well, Richard Warderboom, if I remember correctly, claims that it adds +9 impressions. I'm not sure how exactly has his team measured it, but most of his data is pretty much the same we've got from our own measurements, so I'm inclined to trust his data on that one. Okay? All right. And now there were several questions. I have a huge topic ahead of us. If there are any questions regarding any kind of topic on LinkedIn, now is the time. So shall I continue to huge topic then? Okay. You see, there are not only interactions which are simple and free, as for example, interaction that somebody gave you follow or that somebody asked you for connection. There are also interactions that you might see only by paying money to LinkedIn. Obviously, one of them is profile views. So you can see who has seen your profile in case you pay LinkedIn for any kind of premium, any kind. Doesn't matter which kind. Okay? And this is the most basic but not the most interesting interaction. The most interesting one is hidden in the premium, which is called Sales Navigator Advanced. Who has Sales Navigator Advanced? 3 persons, okay. I'll be asking in the end who wants to have Sales Navigator Advanced. Careful though, it's not the Sales Navigator Core, which is to be purchased on LinkedIn. If you want to purchase Sales Navigator Advanced, the way how to do it in a most easy manner is to Google it. As too often on LinkedIn it's too hard to get. So just Google this page. And here you have the comparison of plans. I will be showing you the features which are included in the Advanced and Advanced Plus option. All right? And are not included in a core option, which is the one which you are being offered on core LinkedIn. You have to Google the advanced option. This is the button, which is an extra when compared with usual Sales Navigator. It looks pretty much the same. The difference is Smart Links button. What is Smart Links? I click on a new Smart Link, blue button here, and I choose to add either a PDF file or a website. All right? And in case of PDF file, I can enable the counterpart to download the PDF or disable this option. Disable it. Let me show you why. Since then you will see not only who has read that PDF, but also for how long. Now, this is the ultimate data here, seriously. So we have published a case study of, I don't know, 6-8 pages, how we have helped a forger, how do you say metallurgie in English, sakra prace? Slevárna, anglicky. Smeltery? Let us say metallurgy. No, we have published a case study of a Czech industrial company wanting to expand to German market, which is a very specific case study. No normal person would be interested in it. Only competitors of ours, our own team, or potential clients from this kind of companies. And now I can see who has read that case study, when, for how long, and even which part of information was most interesting for that person. So I see that Matthias has read it for 3 minutes, and I see that he has really read it and not stopped on the first page, and that he was most interested in page number 4. Now, this is a very nice kind of interaction, isn't it? So I'm quite sure that he is a potential customer of mine. But it's not a good idea to try what I have tried in that moment, first time. I have written, "Hello, Matthias. I'm very much excited that you have read our case study and that you were very much interested in page number 4. No, this is not a good idea. Please don't do that. For some reason, zero Matthias is replied to that message. So when we tried another time, we saw that the best option is to write Matthias just, "Hey, Do you want to a meeting regarding LinkedIn communication? That's the message. So don't mention that you know. Just as a nice coincidence, write him few days or perhaps even few weeks after he has been interested in your case study, in your manual, in any kind of PDF. So let us say that you have an article which is being published about you in a media. Okay? You download it as a PDF. You upload it as a smart link. And what you've got from LinkedIn, if you use this Sales Navigator advanced option, is actually very nice URL for this PDF. This is how it works. This is the URL. And anybody can read it, make it closer, full picture, download it if you allow it, but please don't. Okay, so article about you is being distributed by this URL. When you are making a post about it on your LinkedIn, you use this URL. Why would you do that? Well, to know who has read it and who was really interested by it and by which part. Is it only good? Is it a nice strategy to publish each and every post of yours in this manner? It's a very bad strategy, since LinkedIn doesn't like URLs, even its own. Now, again, official information from LinkedIn. I like URLs. It's all right. Publish them. Reality. If you publish URLs, any URLs, including its own smart links, you get a lot less impressions. So it's a trade off. You are losing, I would say, 2/3 of readers of that article. But you've got a clear information who were those readers. It's up to you. Do you want your strategy to be brand? Don't use smart links. Your strategy is brand. You need as many readers, as many views, as many impressions as possible. Is your strategy sales? Use it. You don't need huge numbers. You need good meetings. This is why we differentiate these strategies so much, since in so many ways they are contradictory. All right? Is it the only good thing about Sales Navigator Advanced? Nah. Let me ask you a question. Okay, I've got 25,000 followers on LinkedIn, remember? How many out of those people have actually been interested either in me or my company during last 30 days? 50? Thank you. Somebody help me, please. 10%. 500. Okay, we have a room of pessimists. Now, let me explain. There is a feature in the Sales Navigator Advanced which is called buyer intent. What is a buyer intent? I asked that question to several official representatives of LinkedIn, and they gave me pretty much the same answer. It's an algorithm which evaluates 140 possible interactions between you and your company on the one side and the other person and his or her company on the other side. Those interactions might be positive or negative. So the buyer intent might be neutral, negative, slightly positive, or very positive. And those interactions are always evaluated during last 30 days. As you can imagine, I have been asking, what kind of interactions? What is the most common interaction? And what are the relative values in this index of those interactions? Well, thank you for your questions. Have a nice day. Now, there was also a URL link provided to their kind of Wikipedia, where are further answers which are not present there. So I cannot prove to you what exactly is a part of buyer intent and how exactly is this index being done by LinkedIn. But I can tell you that we have messaged my followers who have buyer intent towards me, and we have messaged my followers who have not with the same message. Hi, let's meet about LinkedIn communication of your company. And when we have messaged those who have buyer intent towards me during last 30 days, we've got plus 70% results. So I don't care that much what is the insight of this buyer intent, how exactly they measure it, how it's really done. I would be interested, but the main thing is that it works. All right? If you are curious about my theory is that they base it on a time that people are spending by reading your posts. How I came to this conclusion? Well, I had a holiday for 3 weeks, I didn't publish a single post, and I had close to zero buyer intent. Interesting. Okay. Also, I've got more people having buyer intent towards me, much more than the sum of all people that followed me, liked me, commented me on my post or whatever during last month. So there has to be some other interaction, and I can think of no other than reading my post. But I might be wrong. I'm not claiming that this is the reality, it's just my version of it. The reality is that we have tested a lot messaging people which have buyer intent, and it's working better, much better than messaging those who don't have the buyer intent. And the funniest part is that you can also see people who are not your connection, not your follower, and who have the buyer intent towards you. And you see, if a person is not formally a friend of yours on LinkedIn, but has a buyer intent towards you, it's still more lucky to confirm a meeting with you than a person who is a former friend of yours on LinkedIn, but does not have the buyer intent. I love buyer intent. It's wonderful. She asked me whether I can show it to you. The funny answer would be no. But the fun part will be continuing since I will be showing you, but you will not be seeing it after you purchase the Sales Navigator Advanced. What I will be showing to you, and you would be expecting to get it after you purchase the Sales Navigator Advanced, will not be present there. Why? Since you are users from Europe. I am not claiming that no Northern American users have this trouble, but I have some clients there and they have not encountered it. And most of my European clients encountered this problem. You purchase Sales Navigator Advanced, you want to use buyer intent, and it's not working or it's not even present there. So before I show you the filter, I need you to understand that the way how to get it is to, number one, Google the Sales Navigator Advanced option. Google it and don't search it on LinkedIn. Google it. That's number one. Number two, after you pay double for Sales Navigator Advanced, since it's twice as expensive as the core one, and expect to see the filter which I will be showing to you, it will not be present there, or it will be present there, but it will be not working. So there is step number three. I'm sorry, you have to be patient. You go to support of LinkedIn and argue with them that you want to use that option, and that is the reason why you have paid money for Sales Navigator Advanced. And it depends on a specific real person who will be speaking to you by means of this chat. If it is, I won't name the person, but if it is one specific person, she will be claiming to you, no, nobody likes you. This is why you have zero buyer intent. And she can't be persuaded. but most of those counterparts can be persuaded. So you claim that it's impossible that nobody has buyer intent towards you and that you want this option to function. They might ask you to provide your company page. They might ask you whether you have your official email provided on your profile. They might ask you things like that. I'm sorry. If it would be easier, I wouldn't be telling you this stuff, but it's worth it. From my perspective, it's 100% worth it. Just be patient for half an hour. They will be asking you a lot of questions. Answer yes. You are being asked a question? Yes. Yes. Sometimes they will ask you also to provide a print screen. Provide it. Then they will promise you that they will solve this issue after 2 days, and they will. And you will be seeing the same thing which I will be showing you right now on my profile. I know of no simpler way how to get it now. The good news is that if you do all this crazy stuff, you're quite ahead of your competition, aren't you? Okay, so I have purchased Sales Navigator Advanced. I click on this compass on the right, up, which means that I get here, which is a homepage of Sales Navigator. Now I click on lead filters. Lead filters means I'm searching for people. Account filters means I'm searching for companies. I click on lead filters. And remember, I asked you how many of my connections actually have buyer intent towards me during last 30 days. Remember that question? So now I'm asking LinkedIn. I use the filter connections, first degree connection. Okay? And now I'm using account has buyer intent filter. That's the filter. After you purchase the Sales Navigator Advanced, you either won't have it at all or you will check it and there will be zero results. This is why you need to argue with LinkedIn. And the hard truth is that 1,000 people only out of my formal connections care about my content during last 30 days. But I have the list of those guys. And that's the finest thing about it. Okay? Another question. How many second degree connections care about my content? Not the first degree, second. During last 30 days. Oh, that's much better. What does it mean? Well, I'm very much sorry, but it's true that I did not get 66,000 likes, comments, follows, etc. during last 30 days. I did not get it. So this is my theory is that those are people who actually read my posts. Okay? I base this theory on it. On this number. It's too huge to be true. But when we tried to establish connections with those people, second degree connections who have buyer intent, and message them right away, suggestion of a business meeting, we were very successful. And that's the motivation to go through all this bureaucracy and pay close to 150 euros monthly. That's the motivation to publish good posts. That's the motivation to publish professional posts. Since if I would be publishing posts about a small kitten, which I have right now in the basement of my house, since it has a lot of health issues and it can't be with the rest of our cats, but we are trying to save it since it's very sick and its mother doesn't want to bother with it. It's a heartbreaking story. It would get a lot of likes and comments on LinkedIn, but the buyer intent which I would be seeing here is toward kitten and not toward me or my business. So don't publish posts about kittens, since interactions won't be relevant for your business. Okay? Do you like buyer intent? I kinda do, but it's really hard to get it. Please be patient about it. I need you to go on the homepage after you purchase it, the Sales Navigator Advanced, and click on Chat with us. This is the LinkedIn support. You don't have it if you have Sales Navigator Core. This is only Sales Navigator Advanced and Advanced Plus option. Now, I need you to message to them what's your problem and be patient. Okay? Before the break, we've got a moment for questions. Do you have any?
Question about the buyer intent. If you are able to get so many potential leads within that, even the second degree connections, wouldn't it be even more profitable go with the brand strategy and then try to acquire these lead with high buyer intent instead of do the slow way of trying to get sales now? You know what I mean?
He's a clever guy. I would love my clients to think so. Personally, I do think so. This is what I'm doing for myself. I like myself very much. So I'm doing the best thing possible for myself. But most of clients are skeptical. I don't know, this LinkedIn is too expensive and we need business results fast. And I'm nervous about paying for something for several years before getting results. I would like to see business meetings SAP into my calendar. So in these cases, I do respect this person. I understand his position. He's not aware whether I'm a good marketer, a bad marketer, whether I'm suggesting to him good strategy or bad strategy. He needs the strategy to be proved. And we are doing this sales strategy to get the meetings after 3-4 months into his calendar and to make him or her calm. But afterwards, after we establish this initial trust, we go to the client again and ask him, aren't you like more fan of fame strategy? Wouldn't it be actually better for you?
Yeah, it makes sense because if you're doing the other strategy, it still takes you like 2 months to warm up the leads. Here, if you can do it broadly, it will take a bit longer to get to the volume, but then like you can just do the connection and write immediately. That's much better.
We are on the same page here, but well, not all of us are patient all the time. For example, me, I expected that when I started to do sports in September of last year, that I would be like wonderful and strong and healthy, like in a few weeks' time. After 11 months, I can tell you, nah, kinda some results, but I still don't want to run each morning. I still don't want to wake up. It still hurts, and the results are not that impressive. So LinkedIn fame strategy might be the same. Careful about it. It's your option. If you are here for a long term, if you know that you are disciplined, I would choose it. But if you need results now, or you know yourself that you need results now, I would still choose the lead strategy as the faster one. The best part about this kind of workshop is that I've got the most interesting questions not during the workshop but during the break. One of the most interesting questions. You see, I've got two businesses. How shall I communicate two businesses from one personal profile? You can't. There is no way. I mean, people don't care about you, even if you have one business. They definitely don't care about your very complicated story that you have a family business of a construction company, but in the same moment you are best IT cloud solution expert. And they don't trust that story either. So just don't overcomplicate things. Yeah, I'm this LinkedIn dude on LinkedIn since this is like the main business I've got, not the only one. But I don't overcomplicate it for you either. And I have tried. Oh, yes, I did. That's the short answer here. Another question was well, I need my posts to be really very visible. But their impression rates are falling each year. Well, they are. in my case as well. You see, the LinkedIn algorithm is constantly changing, sometimes in a favorable manner, sometimes in unfavorable. Now, the main change here, it's about 1.5 years old, is that they switched the focus from getting likes and comments to getting actual attention. What does it mean? Let us say that both of us, we have the same count of followers, okay? And we are commenting on the same topic. Well, I've got 1,000 likes on my post, and you've got only 50. My post has 2 lines, and everybody likes it, while your post with only 50 likes has 20 lines, and everybody reads it. 2 years ago, I would win. Algorithm would say, he has more likes, so he shall be more visible. Now you will win. I will get less impressions, even though I have 20 times more likes and comments than you do. Why? Yes, everybody read my post and everybody read your post, but my post was short and it took them 10 seconds to read it and they went away. They went away from LinkedIn.com to something else, and Bill Gates does not earn money anymore. It doesn't matter that I have 1,000 likes. Bill Gates gets poor. That is unacceptable. So now you win since you get people to stay on LinkedIn for many seconds more than I do. Now, most of us marketing guys would tell you don't publish long texts, nobody reads them. Is it so, Eliška? Well, not on LinkedIn. Not during almost 2 years now. In a short moment from now, I will be showing you data. You will be seeing not my claims, but real data. And the fun part is that you will be seeing that pretty much all really successful posts are very long, extremely long, because of this algorithm change. Now, if you want to get real attention on LinkedIn, you have to write a long post which somebody will be still willing to read. That's the game. We are not talking about medium time. We are talking about medium person. So it's not enough to read your own post for 10 hours. It will not influence the algorithm. Okay? We really need to get the average person to read your post till the end. And the longer it is, the more successful you are. Wojta?
When I'm reading my colleague's post, it works or not?
Yes. Yes, it works. But if you leave your colleagues' posts on your laptop during the night, it does not influence the result. That's the point. So, what's the recipe? You need to write a nice sketch during first 2 to 3 lines to get an attention and get the person to click on the see more button. All right? The catch would be top 3 biggest mistakes which you can do as an investor in bonds. Okay, if I consider myself to be a potential or already an investor into bonds, I might be interested in that headline and might continue to read. Okay, so this is a clear example of headline which will make me to click on the see more button. Now you promised me to tell them you have to deliver. So there shall be at least 3 paragraphs. Mistake number 1, mistake number 2, mistake number 3. That's the structure of your post. If you are clever, you won't be writing a long paragraph number one, a long paragraph number two, and a long paragraph number three, since you know that people are willing on LinkedIn to read a long post. That's all right, but not a long paragraph, not a long sentence, for the God's sake. Not a long sentence. If your sentence is longer than one line, break it in two sentences, since it's too hard to follow what you are telling me. It's not that I'm that stupid. I'm just relaxed. You see, I'm procrastinating on this network. I'm not there to concentrate. I'm there to not to concentrate. So I need you to keep those things a little bit more simpler. All right? Uh-huh. So basically, what's the recipe, Sergey? The recipe is make a headline, then deliver what you have promised in 5 to 7 paragraphs, each of them for 2 to 6 lines. If you can use bullet points, use them. If you can quote, quote. If you are not a marketing guy, careful about emojis. Your focus group would not be that appreciative of emojis in most cases. Depends on your specific target group. Perhaps if you are HR, you might be using some emojis, but if you are technical expert, please don't use emojis. Okay, and then that's it. No, in the end of your post shall be a punchline, meaning that you shall tell me the simple conclusion. Now you told me the three biggest mistake which I can do. You delivered what you promised, but I need the conclusion. The conclusion might be, okay, Sergey, so don't invest in bonds, invest in our kind of strange project. I'm joking. I know that you are from a serious company, but I'm telling you that the conclusion shall be fun, or at least not not sterile. I need it to be real. So the conclusion should be, okay, you might be considering to invest in bonds and in property and in crypto in the same moment, but that's whole another story, and we might be talking about it in private since it depends on your specific needs. That might be a conclusion. That's rather weak one, but at least something. The strong one would be, what would be the strong one? You're the investing guy. Well, this is why you might use an external or internal marketing guy just to make this discussion happen. It's not about 1 second or 10 seconds. We need to discuss it for 3, 5, 10 minutes to brainstorm it. It's not that I will think of this answer for myself. I'm not an expert in your field, but I know how to get this answer from you by asking you the right questions. Okay? Is it clear how to make LinkedIn posts really successful? They are not successful. It's a good question. From my perspective, the best thing which you might do is actually to do the article. So click on write article, write it, but don't publish. Rather, make it a part of your newsletter. Then it will be successful. Then algorithm likes it. It will deliver it not only by feed, but also by notifications. And then you will make people to actually read it. But if you publish a single article which is not a part of newsletter, you have very bad chances. All right? Nice question. Thank you. Any other? Don't worry, I won't name you with whom I was discussing this topic during the break. But actually, you are very many of you, you are just destroying your own posts by pictures which you are attaching to them. So you are trying to be authentic. You are trying to make me trust you. You are actually sharing a nice professional story with a specific know-how, and then you attach a random picture from AI or Google to that. Well, if I evaluate this post without reading it, I am evaluating whether I will start reading it or not and see a random picture, I might skip it only because of that picture. Okay, Sergey, that's your story, but it doesn't mean that everybody behaves like you. It kind of does. We have tested it. We have published the same post with non-authentic generic picture or with no picture at all, zero picture. And it always delivered much better without picture. So what I'm telling you, if you don't have a good picture, just publish the post without it. It's not a problem at all. Yes, the post would be even more successful if you would have an authentic picture. Yes, silly selfie pictures are a good choice. Okay. Please do not agree loudly.
I do not agree concerning the pictures because if you are fostering your employer brand, you need authentic pictures of your employees.
Well, authentic pictures of your employees are a great idea, but non-authentic pictures of employees just from Shutterstock are a bad idea. So, for example, you are trying to claim that you've got a great company culture, but you don't have real pictures of real people, but you're trying to AI generate random picture of random people. You're kind of destroying your own point.
I got the point, but no picture, zero picture, it's not the answer for employer branding.
It's still better than AI generated one. But you can try for yourself. Says it, I'm not claiming that I'm like the genius here. I'm claiming that I'm telling you your own experience. I'm getting these feedbacks from you for many years. And I've got a lot of team members who are doing the same thing and telling me this experience as well. And then my job is just to retranslate this experience of thousands of people who are actually communicated on LinkedIn in a general rules which I'm sharing here with you. That's my job. And yes, those rules have exceptions, but less exceptions than you might be thinking.
So you're just telling us that we should generally avoid using pictures from photo banks and such sources.
Correct. Let me show you. So, I've got a lot of guys who deserve perhaps the most respect from my team, but you have never seen them and you have never heard of them. Those are data guys. They don't like people that much, so they have switched off the cameras on the video calls, and we are very happy that they're arriving on the video calls at all. But they do their job in a great manner. And I can share with you the data which they are preparing for us so that we can tell you what's working and what's not working. So here are the lists which we are monitoring for you. And for example, I've got finance. You might be interested in finance in Czechia, like the most successful post there. So there are 380 people who are being monitoring in that area right now. There is a reason why there are not tens of thousands, since we are closely watching only those of them who have more than 1,000 followers and who actually publish posts. All right? Those are the criteria. And yes, it takes a lot of work to actually find them. So this is why, from my perspective, it deserves respect since they have a lot of patience, which I don't have. Well, here I can show you who are the most successful finance guys in Czechia right now, meaning banking, insurance, investment, and other financial services. All right. Right now, Peter, John, David, Jitka, Aleš. These are the stats. Okay, that might be interesting in the beginning. It might be especially interesting if you know your pace and if you are following how your pace is changing during the time. But that's not it. Let us switch to tracking. Let me showcase it on another example, not finance, but let us say logistic. So this is logistics in Czechia during last 30 days on LinkedIn. Those are top creators. These guys have the biggest number of engagement. What is engagement? Likes, comments, plus shares. All right? So the most successful is CEO of České dráhy. Second most successful is CEO of PPL. And he would be telling me, you see only CEOs of huge companies are successful. And that's not true. Look at Petronella, for example. Surely not CEO and not of a huge company, but still very successful. Yes, she's a CEO of Czech branch, but the Czech branch is very small. Okay? So what I'm telling you is that we see it in all fields that, of course, if you are a boss of a huge company, you've got better chances, but still you can be very much successful even though you are not. Let me showcase it here. Industrial companies, manufacturing ones, Czechia. Second most successful guy, Peter, he's a freelancer. So he's more successful than CEO of Škoda Auto. Perhaps he's doing something right. I know for sure that he has a smaller marketing team and smaller budget. Okay, so what can we see here? Let me switch this view to top posts. Remember, I was telling you, all successful posts are that kind, and this kind of posts are not successful. Of course, those are rules, there are some exceptions, but how do I know? Well, I click on posts which have the most engagement, or even better, the highest engagement rate. Engagement rate is out of 1,000 people who are following you, how many have engaged. All right? So we are monitoring this and we are curious what kind of topics, what kind of posts are most successful? Yes. Yes. This is very silly, very easy, and very successful. But you are not starting a new position or celebrating a 10th anniversary each day. You can't do that on a regular basis. And of course, this is the kind of post which mobilizes all your friends to support you. Yeah, it works. But you cannot build strategy on this kind of posts. Just one, please. So let us look on other kind of posts, all right? That is kind of long, isn't it? Let us continue. This? Again, kind of long. Authentic photo pictures. Can you see them? Let us continue. Can you see any non-authentic pictures? Not so many, but more than with an authentic one. Yeah, so the typical most successful post is long and with authentic pictures or authentic videos. And I'm claiming that this post is long. Yes, the text is short, but the video is making the post long since you spent time by watching the video. In the same manner, the post with PDF is long, even though the text above PDF is short, but people are spending time by reading or watching the PDF. Okay? And in the same manner, even the short post with the short text with zero PDF and zero video might be long, since there is a long discussion below that post. And people reading the discussion, that also counts. It doesn't matter what exactly catches attention of the reader or viewer for a long time. It doesn't matter. You just need to catch that attention for the longest time possible. This way, you get your post to be successful. All right? Yeah, I might be clicking for a long time, but let us do it in the next manner. Barcha, I need your help, please. Open for 5 more minutes, more posts to guys, so that they see that pretty much it will be the same. Please just open the next post, the next post, and the next, and I will be continuing during that time. All right? So, let us sum up where we are right now. Yes, you need to optimize your profile, obviously. Then you need to establish community, meaning that you are asking for connection not in a random manner, but in a manner that makes your strategy happen. That strategy might be I'm asking for connection people who might be reading my posts, liking them and commenting them, or it might be I'm asking for connection my potential clients. If I'm asking for connection my potential clients or employees, I'm not expecting to get likes and comments. All right? And I'm not nervous about it. Then I'm publishing posts. Those posts are professional, meaning that they are regarding professional topic, regarding my profession. But they might be fun. They might be specific. But they need to regard my profession. Those posts, if possible, include authentic video or authentic picture, but for sure don't include AI generated and Google generated pictures. Those posts are long, but with short sentences and short paragraphs. Those posts have structure. So they begin with a catch, then they deliver what they have promised, and then they have the conclusion. And I don't expect my potential employees, my potential clients to private message me after reading the post. I am actively checking who actually got interested by them, and if the counterpart is interesting for me, I'm approaching the counterpart proactively if I need business now. This is the general principle. Of course, in all of your cases, this might vary. There might be some small exceptions, yet in general, this is the way which in our 8 years experience delivers the best results. And it's very simple. Our clients can cancel our services anytime. We are not closing 1 year contract or whatever. So if we don't deliver, we don't get money. We need to deliver. For that, we need data. We can't guess about your field of experience. I have zero experience with e-shops and e-commerce pretty much, even though I'm a marketer. So it's hard to guess for me what kind of topics are the most trending in your industry right now. I might ask you, and your guesses will be more qualified than mine, but still only guesses. This is why we are using data to see what's working right now in your industry, and not pushing you to comment on all of those topics, but you're choosing which of those popular topics suit you right now. and you are commenting on them in your own way. Okay, Sergey, you're selling too hard right now, and I don't want to buy your services, and I still want to have some data from LinkedIn. Well, most probably you won't be buying Favicon. It's very expensive, and not only regarding the license, but also regarding the work. A lot of work needs to be done to get some kind of results from it. So you need a cheaper solution since you don't want to pay me money, for which I'm very sorry. Let me show you the cheaper solution then, all right? Thank you, Barcha. So, if you don't want to use Favicon, you still have an option to go to your competitor's profile or your own profile and use Clio. Bloody hell, I need to sign up to Clio. What does Clio provide you? Clio provides you information about the specific person. So, in Clio, you can see the most popular posts from that person. Yes? So, Clio knows about 732 posts that I have published. You can see the most liked, the most commented, the newest, the oldest, the reposts. Yes, I have done few reposts. Not that many though. So when I'm telling you that Clio shows you that there is a repost, it shows you my most reposted posts. So 8 people have reposted that post of mine. All right? I would say that the most useful metric here are the most liked and the most commented posts. I would say that most commented is even more interesting. So what kind of ideas of mine were most commented and how did I achieve that? Not only the topic that I have chosen, but also the kind of text. The fun part, this is post without picture. Well, is it good? Is it bad? It's nice, but you see only the person you have visited right now. You don't see the data of all target persons in the same moment on the same place. So it's cheap, but it's not that productive. That's the Clio versus Favicon comparison. Also, Clio can provide you basic data about the creator. So you see for how long I'm posting, which is not true. Sometimes the data is messy, don't trust it 100%. You see how often do I post, which is kind of true. My common posting time, which is not true since my posting time is very messy. I post all the time and never. And you see which days I'm posting, which is kind of true. This is completely true. You see the structure of my posts, that I am very often posting just text without a picture. This is my most common format at all. Second most common, second most often used is post with a picture, then the videos, and close to zero carousels. What are the carousels? PDFs, PDF files. All right? How do you get this data? How do you get Clio? You need to use the Google Chrome web browser, Google Clio Google Chrome extension, and install it. After you install it, you've got the Clio thing on the right high corner, which I do have, and you click on it while visiting your own or your competitor's profile. So this is the basic data for which you don't need to pay money. All right? Okay, guys, I have 1 hour here left. Those who know me know that I'm able to speak with you till the morning. and it will be fun for me. And I have a lot of things which I might be telling you. But if I may ask you, let us now concentrate on things which you need. So let us switch to the format of question answer. Since nobody questioned me, okay, Sergey, so what text shall I message to the counterpart to get the most results? Or, okay, Sergey, you have been mentioning that there are some laws on LinkedIn. So how do I break GDPR and pay the fine of 200,000 euros if I'm in Czechia? And many other interesting questions. But let me give now mic to you and ask you for your questions, all right? Any questions here?
I was wondering if you can give us some tips. How can I make more attractive the company profile, corporate company?
Good luck with that. If I would know answer to that, I would be little bit richer and happier, perhaps not. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There are some answers like invite your personal followers to follow the company as well, tag your company in your private posts, comment or like as a private person your company's posts. But those are very weak things. Now we are trying the premium. LinkedIn has created a special premium account specifically for the company pages, and it's not that helpful either. So, does anybody know the answer? Since I don't. So, initially I lost about 60% of attention, and I knew it would happen since we have done it several times on our clients as well. And then I gained about 30% back. So now the loss is after 3/4 of a year, 30%. And since before it was rising, it might be even 50% in general. Why have I lost up to 50% of impressions? Two reasons. First of them is obvious. You can't do international business unless you are having international profile. So I'm willing to sacrifice since I'm a ambitious guy, to be honest. Second answer. Oh, that is tricky. Czechs and Slovaks, when they are seeing that you have some kind of international attention and some kind of international success, and we don't have that much, but we have some, are prepared to pay you more money. You are more trustworthy. It's a kind of social proof that, yeah, if he has like German and Polish and Italian clients, probably he's that good. So there's extra bonus. That's it. Thank you for nice questions. Any other?
Thank you. We were talking about branding, hiring, and new business. And now imagine you are in a huge insurance company. The branding is pretty clear. Hiring, you can have some regional directors who are showing the work of their people, how this is fun and all of that. Okay, they can hire those kind of people. But what I want to ask you, if you have internal network of thousands of agents who are selling your insurance, and they are in every village, in every town, would you push them to LinkedIn to try to get some leads from there, even though you know that maybe just 10, 50 or top 100 will do the LinkedIn the proper way, and then we'll have some reasonable number of leads?
Imagine one insurance guy commenting on Olympic Games opening ceremony in Paris. Yeah, it will be his personal opinion. It's his personal profile. It's his human right to comment. You can't forbid him. You can't. But still, everybody sees that he is a sales representative at your company. And it doesn't matter whether he liked the ceremony or he disliked the ceremony. It does not matter, since half of the target group will be very disappointed with his attitude. So, from my perspective, when you are managing the communication of a huge company, the best thing which you might do is to pick 5, 7, 10, maximum 20 ambassadors, depending on how visible do you want to be. Help them as much as possible to be visible and keep them in check. So that even if some guy would improvise, it will not harm the overall view of your company on this medium. And if you are a huge company and you don't do that, well, imagine the risks. You see? So basically, this is first perspective, like the potential damage which might happen. The second perspective is potential sales. You might be telling me, okay, but he might be selling the insurance thanks to LinkedIn. Yeah, but it's B2C product, meaning that the margin is very small. It's not insurance of businesses, it's insurance of people, all right? So uh, you see, LinkedIn is time consuming, as I mentioned. It makes 5, 10, 20 hours of your time or marketing guy's time working on your profile weekly. So you need to get that money back some way. Yes, when it's regarding your brand overall communication, you need to spend that money anyway and you won't get it. That's brand. But if it sells, you need to get it back. So how many meetings and how many insurance clients do I have to make thanks to LinkedIn to pay for these expenses? The answer is like at least 10, 20 new clients monthly, which is not realistic. The realistic expectation of number of meetings from LinkedIn on a monthly basis is 2 to 8 monthly. That's realistic expectation. 2, 4, 5, 8. If you are great, 12 meetings monthly. Yes, very relevant, very good, warm, with perfect counterparts. But not tens, not hundreds of meetings. It won't happen. So the business which you make from it, the margin which you get from it, the business cycle which needs to happen needs to be suitable, which it is in B2B, in most of B2B cases, which is not true for B2C in most cases. Yes, I'm kind of helping a little bit Rolls-Royce with LinkedIn communication. If they sell one car, it's all right. We have paid all the campaign for some time, but that's like exception. And when we are talking about rules, the rule is B2C might be doing branding, might be doing hiring, but not sales on LinkedIn. Any questions?
Just simple one. I've got, I don't know, 4,000 connections and I've got 4,000 followers. If I'm sales guy, it doesn't matter how many followers more do I have instead of connections, right?
Oh, it does. Follower is better than connection. Follower, who is not your connection, decided to follow your content, so it's an interaction. So the more followers you get, the better for your sales. So if you are asking me, what would I prefer? 1,000 new connections or 1,000 new followers? I would prefer 1,000 new followers. Since if I got 1,000 new connections by asking them to connect me, then okay, I knocked on 1,000 doors and 1,000 people opened the door. That's nice. But if I've got 1,000 new followers, it means that 1,000 people knocked on my door and told me, oh, I like your content, I want to follow it, which is much nicer for my sales. All right? Another question or already a break? Already a break. Okay, 10 minutes. Thank you. Strategy and the business strategy, both of them shall be applied. But regarding your personal profile, that's my question, okay? But before I finally ask you the question about your strategy, whether you are here to get business meetings or you are here to do the brand for next month, and we'll be talking about your specific KPI, your specific deadline, let me tell you the final information regarding the business meetings, all right? And that is the text which you shall send to the counterpart. Again, let me give you examples. Example A. Hello, Mr. John. I would like to see you regarding our services in digitalization and automation of processes. We have references from another industrial company as is yours, for example, that, and that. And I would like to share our experience with you and ask whether you will use our services. Option B. Hello, John. Shall we meet to get to know each other and discuss digitalization and automation of company processes in context of your company? Who is for option B? Who is for option A? So why almost all of you, when you write an acquisition message, send option A? Pretty much all of you. You try to be specific. You try hard, so you even study John's website. You study stuff about his company. You try to incorporate that study into the message to make it authentic, to make it personal. Since a lot of marketing and sales guys told you, make it authentic and make it personal. And I was the same, I was doing the same mistake. A lot. Not only on my profile, but on our clients' profiles. And for many years, it delivered us some results, and we were happy. We were very happy that LinkedIn is delivering results. And then, actually, it took us 3.5 years. We tried a simple approach B. Hi, let's meet regarding the topic. Huh? And it had much better results. Like 0 extra words. Careful. 0 personalization if you don't count switching John to George. You send exactly the same message to 100 people. And it works better than studying their websites and making messages personal. You don't trust Sergey? All right, don't you trust Sergey? Try yourself. So that's the recipe how to do acquisition on LinkedIn.
I have a question. When you send connections request, it's now adding the add message. Do you add any messages when sending connection requests?
Very good question. We have been adding them for many years. A lot of job, a lot of work to be done. And then we have actually thought, let us measure the data. What if we wouldn't be adding those messages? And it worked a lot better. What does it mean? Well, George, typical decision maker, just declined the connection request with a message since it was too pushy. Don't push him that hard. You haven't earned it yet. Earn it by your posts. And only then message to him when he has interacted with you. But don't wait too long. He will forget about that interaction. All right?
After they accept, no message?
No. I don't know, it wouldn't be probably fair to show you how other people are messaging me. But let me tell you a story. There is actually a guy from Great Britain who has messaged me already 26 times during last 2 weeks. So probably there is some kind of automation. I can't imagine him actually sending it, but it's like, "Hello, Sergey. Let me introduce myself. Thank you for connection, for accepting my connection. We are doing that kind of services." "Hello, Sergey. You haven't really responded, but I would like to add that we are doing also that, and that." "Sergey, are you there?" And then he's actually sending me a picture, meme picture, with my name. "Sergey, I'm waiting for your response." And there is some cute animal in the picture. It's fun. I'm waiting for the next message. I won't respond though. And I'm waiting since I'm professionally curious what will happen afterwards and when he will cease. But most of people will like bog him after the third message. Yeah, this kind of, yeah. So what I'm telling you is keep it simple. If the counterpart doesn't respond, leave him be for 2 years, for example, and then invite him for an event. There are few counterparts who have been ignoring my messages in 2022 and are present here today. They know that I'm talking about them. So basically, I'm telling you, if you want to message the guy next time, wait for a long time and message in a completely different manner. All right? But you don't have to wait that long. Your colleague might approach him after a few months since he doesn't remember from which company are you. He doesn't remember even your name. He just remembers your picture. So switching the picture might be the option as well. All right? So, question, all right? Just a moment.
So if you're saying no to the connection message, then how do you increase the conversion of the acceptance rate of new connections? Is there any tips that you recommend? Is it the optimized profile? Is there anything else?
Very nice question. Thank you. Well, basically, don't add any text. That's like advice number 1. Advice number 2, have Sergey kind of picture, meaning I'm not that nice of a guy, but you just can clearly see my face. Yeah? It's important to get the acceptance from the counterpart. And this is the most important text on your profile. It's called headline, meaning that it's actually the only text the person will read. Most of people won't click on the detail of your profile. They will just accept or decline based on your picture and headline. That's all. So in your headline, there should be a reason why your connection is relevant. What is that reason? Well, most commonly, it's your position and the company name. That's clear enough, but that's most common for huge companies since people know that IBM does that kind of business. Okay? But I'm very sad. Most of people who know me don't know Story Matters, my company. So I'm not pushing Story Matters here too hard since I know that the fact that I'm founder of Story Matters is not that important for my counterparts. The more important fact is that I get influence and sales via LinkedIn to you. That's my headline. I have been testing a lot of headlines. This is delivering the best results so far. So, to sum up, to increase your conversion rate, get your headline as attractive and clear as possible, and keep in mind that people are reading only the first line, since other than they are clicking on the more information about your profile, which they want, they see only the first line. They don't see the second line of your headline. As I don't see, just a moment. I don't see, co Vojta dělá. Dělám Vojto, já nevím, co děláš. You get my point? So the first words are the key. And my first words are get influence and sales via LinkedIn. That's my point.
And do you recommend like keywords or sentence?
Keywords are bonus. That's good. It will make you appear in search. But I would say that's priority number 2. Priority number 1 is just acceptance rate of your connection requests. All right? All right. Now, for the whole workshop, I have been talking about the most basic stuff ever. Are you interested about stuff which we are actually doing for ourselves? Guys, I have done this workshop this year, which you are at right now, to 1,700 people. You're the last ones. I won't be doing it anymore since the count of people visiting it is dropping. Everybody who wanted to visit it already did. So there is no reason to continue. But yes, online to most of them, offline for you. We have done this workshop both in Czech and in English to so many people for 0 crowns, euros, or whatever. Why? I mean, today's workshop costs me about 4,000 euros direct expenditure, and Vojta, Utska, Tyriza, Barcha being present here, I would say 10,000 overall. Why? Who has an idea? Okay, because of the brand. That's kind of expensive brand, isn't it? How do I get money back? And I mean, this is like the 5th or 6th workshop, so I have been continuing doing it for a while. So probably if it would be a complete mess after the 1st or 2nd workshop, I would stop it. How do I get money back? I'm not that rich to continue so hard with the brand only. You know the answer? Okay, don't tell them. Seriously, I'm ready here to like wait for your answers for 5 minutes. I need you to think about it yourself, since if you get the idea yourself, you will value it more than if that I'm telling you. Okay, I'm sharing knowledge. I'm a good guy. I can't share knowledge without getting money, though. My wife wouldn't understand that. How do I get money from this? We won't be selling it. This video will be for free as well. Okay, where is money? No. There will be no box when you will be leaving asking you for money. No. Nice. Have you heard him? One more time, please.
You already told us you will share it, you will ask new customers, so you will get new leads, and then you can realize them.
He's right on the money. I have 2 options how to get visibility of my company. Option A, I publish posts, my team publish posts, we all publish posts, and in our posts, you're reading that we are great. That's like strategy which we have been discussing for 3.5 hours. And there is an alternative. Other people are publishing posts about you that you are great. Which option will earn you more money? Guys, don't feel like you are under pressure. I'm not telling you now you have to publish the post. You see, this is the payment. No, it's just math. Out of people who are visiting offline workshop, half will publish a post. If I was good, which I'm almost every time, but sometimes not. And out of online, one of five will publish a post. That's it. What will happen after perhaps 5, 7, 10, 12 of you will publish a post? And it will be not, Sergey is great. It will be like, okay, now I know that this is good, or I am not sure whether this is good, but you will kind of mention from where you got the initial information. What will happen? I will get about 5, 10, 20 demands of our services from people that are not connected to me, never followed me, and half of them are relevant potential customers for me. That's it. How can you do the same? Well, can I tell them where are you working? Perhaps you might tell them where you are working.
So I come from Slovakia, from Bratislava, and recently I'm responsible for people at KFC. I hope you know this business in Austria and in Slovakia. Before that, I worked for Orange, so also responsible for people at Orange. And before that, Lidl Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Option A. We are great. We are KFC. Option B. You will invite big bosses and general managers of huge relevant companies to work at KFC for one day. A challenge. Kind of ice bucket challenge. Huh? Is it too crazy? Perhaps, but it's very, very efficient since half of them will accept. I'm not kidding. Why? They need an employer branding as well. So in the subsequent communication, they will be also mentioned in connection with KFC or very relevant. So it's win-win. Okay, it will be fun to watch general director of Skoda Auto working at the counter in the KFC. I'm not telling you that it's an only option, but you have to think outside of the box to get the results which are outside of the box. If you think inside of the box, and we have been thinking inside of the box for 3.5 hours, you'll get usual results which are just fine. It makes perfect sense. It's all right. If you have more ambition, if you want something like very much special for yourself, I'm sorry, you have to get uncomfortable for a moment. You have to take the risks. And not all ideas which seem to be great are great after all. But if you take your chances, then you are among few exceptions on LinkedIn. Only 1% of Czech and Slovak users right now, and only 3-5% of Western European users are publishing posts on LinkedIn, at least one per month. So you are extremists already, that's true. But you would be even more successful if you would be among tens, not even hundreds, tens of people in your region who do this kind of stuff. The real stuff. And I'm sorry, podcast is not anymore a real stuff. It was 5 years ago. Now, podcast is inside of the box. It was outside. Now it is inside. It's very legit. It's good. But it's not fun that much anymore. What's fun? Well, fun is anyhow offline. It's here. So you need to get people from there, from LinkedIn, here, and then you need to get them to publish it back on LinkedIn. That's the most advanced strategy which I've got for you for today. That's the end of the program, unless you have any further questions. Of course.
How many hours do you spend on LinkedIn a day?
You will not trust me. Promise? I spent about half an hour weekly. Most of things which you see on my LinkedIn, it's not my work. I just decide what's there. I make the final decision, but I don't have time. Okay, I don't want to use my time to do this like daily routine. You see, I live in the mountains. I have an option to go there or to bike there. Why would I spend my time on LinkedIn? But yes, in the humble beginnings, I was spending even 4 hours of my own life daily. A year. Any other questions?
What other tools are there besides the sales navigator to look at people that are looking at you to kind of investigate and find leads?
Clever question. I will show you a few. First of them, Usha, Google Chrome extension. You can see person's email and number. So you know that that person has interacted with you, and you prefer to call him and not to message him since the chances are even better. Well, that's it. You get the phone number by Usha extension, Rocket Reach extension, or Apple extension. No extension has all data regarding the person, but each of them has about 20% chance to have the phone number if you are talking about European country. So when using all of them, you get most phone numbers. And each of them provides 5 free credits monthly. So again, if you use all of them, you don't have to pay premium. Yes, we have tried all alternatives, which are most popular. There are about 12 to 14 alternatives, and these 3 are the best. Rocket Reach. That's the Rocket Reach. The next extra trick is using the databases which are available on a local market. I can name you the Slovak ones, the Czech ones. They don't have the extension, but they have the numbers. Again, some of them. Yes, those are paid. Now it depends on how much will you earn by making that business happen. That's the question. How much is it valid to invest in getting the number? Now, again, legal questions. You have to have the proven interest from the counterpart in order to call him. And of course, study how did Usha get the phone number. They have the GDPR protocol, and they claim that the number is valid and that you have the right to use it. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a marketing guy. So I'm here to show you the possible options, and the rest you are here to discuss with your lawyers. All right? Another thing, just a moment, regarding the law is, well, we have invested about close to 20,000 euros already into the lawyers who have studied GDPR, sales laws, terms and conditions of LinkedIn for us. Since we are scared, we are doing these things for huge bosses of huge companies, and if we would be blowing up on some of their profiles, it would be like a huge mess. I cannot recommend them to do something which is illegal. So one of things which you might be thinking that is perfectly all right, but it is illegal, is to private message your connection on LinkedIn with a sales pitch. It's not legal. I cannot message, "Hello, George, I have an offer for you." That is illegal. Seriously. Even though George is connected with me, since he has not agreed in the terms and conditions of LinkedIn that he wants to get such kind of messages from me. I can message him, "Hello, George, can we meet on a coffee and discuss that matter?" That's all right. You see the difference? It was not an offer of specific product or specific service. Now, this is super ultra simplified law analysis which we've got for many pages and which I myself don't fully understand. So again, please make your decisions according to your lawyer's advice, not Sergey's advice, but my job is like to at least give you a direction of thinking, since we have paid those money to get that direction ourselves. And one more thing, you can break a GDPR as well by sending George PDF, JPEG, URL, any kind of attachment with the message, since George has not requested it and has not confirmed in the terms and conditions of the network that he wants to get it. So, if you want to deliver it anyway, write him a message, "Hello, George, do you want to get?" And only after he confirms, send it. But careful, formulate the message in the right manner, since "do you want to get" might be breaking sales law. Yeah, this is too complicated, that we are in the Europe, we are not in America, people are not suing each other. Oh yes, they are. Yeah, already. We got scared about the law 3 years ago when Wojta told me the first time he heard about the law case, thankfully not regarding our client. Then afterwards we heard about several more in Slovakia as well. So this is why we are investing in this ourselves. Not because it's 100% bulletproof then, but we want to avoid most of dangers. That's it. Nice question. You have another one.
Actually, maybe two to add to it. Does it help if they sign up to a newsletter for some kind of content, or like they agreed to something? If they're already signed to your newsletter, then you can send something more?
No.
So another question was actually before, how else, if there is such trouble with Sales Navigator, I can investigate who is looking at the post and spending time?
I have shown you everything I know. If you know something else, tell me. Any other questions? I have one question from me to you. What is your strategy? Strategy option 1. I won't be active on LinkedIn. I don't trust you. I will not be active on LinkedIn. I got fair answers from you. Thank you. Option B. I will be active on LinkedIn, and my task in few months from now will be brand, not sales, not recruiting, brand. I'm on the same page as you are. I think that you are getting the right answer from today. In case that you can sustain yourselves and your businesses this year, since this will not earn you money this year. Most probably not. or at least not that much as option 3. I just want money as soon as possible. Thank you for fair answers. Thank you for today. I promise them that we will be leaving at precisely 6 p.m. So I'm here for your questions outside of this meeting room, but not inside. Thank you for today. Take care. See you on LinkedIn. Thank you.